any food, and so I came here. I thought I'd get something here, but I didn't.
That'll do, right, whenever you're ready, dear.
Hi.
Tell us about GeForce.
Okay, GeForce, a first in Britain, consists of a bunch of drivers that have got their act together. They've brought their vehicles from the drag racing circuit. They've formed themselves into an association based around the super gas class, which is the ultimate door slammer class in drag racing. The idea is that they take a promotional thing together down to the various venues, such as here at Doncaster today, and what happens is they do drag racing demonstrations, as you've seen, and ultimately take the sport of drag racing to the masses. But not only is drag racing a spectacle as a sport, it's also a spectacle in itself where you get... Where you get...
Do it again, do it again.
Hang on a minute, where was I up to?
Drag racing sport.
Drag racing is not only... Drag racing vehicles need not only race in sport, they're also a spectacle in their own right. They're extremely high horsepower vehicles. There can be American vehicles, European vehicles, etc. The idea is to stuff the maximum power underneath the bonnet, and it's not unheard of to have 1500 horsepower under the bonnet of one of these drag race vehicles. The GeForce pack a total of 10,000 horsepower. That's the 8 vehicles put together, all fired at once, total 10,000 horsepower. The times that these vehicles are able to run when they're out racing is 140 miles an hour plus in 9 seconds. However, a situation such as today really means that due to the facility, or a facility like this, we have to keep things down to a minimum for safety. But what the crowd is able to see is the drag racing antics that go on the start line, the burnout procedure, the method to warm the tyres up prior to the race. That's when all the smoke's generated. Just the sheer shrill and horsepower and the sound that's emitted from these vehicles is absolutely heart-stopping. The vehicles themselves, they're all hand-built by their owners. Some are professional and some are amateur. But one thing they've all got in common is they really pack punch and they really pull the crowds in. Stop.
Right, Jane.
Go for it. Okay. As you can see today, the crowds that are drawn in by this sort of attraction is phenomenal. We're on a down period at the moment. We're going through a little break so that the guys can get their vehicles sorted out. But when these things fire up, the crowds hoard in from all over. We have problems trying to keep them back. They're just greedy for the sound and the colour and the glamour that these vehicles can provide. It's not unheard of for these vehicles to entertain a 30,000 crowd in a period over 2 days. In a 2-day period, we put on 4 demonstrations. What happens is the vehicles are all brought out individually, the drivers are all introduced individually, and then one by one the vehicles come out onto the start line, and in pairs they do their burnout and they do the start line antics, pretty much as you've seen today. One thing that I do have to say regarding the GeForce, they're all family men, they all have children and wives to think about, and they're not above talking to the general public, letting them know how the vehicles work, let them walk around, describe what drag racing is. And as you can see from the crowds that are here today, that it is a very much a family entertainment. It's something for everybody. There's a bit of noise, there's a bit of engineering, there's some colour for the ladies. The cars really are just big toys. We're just big boys with big toys. Stop. Tools.
northern manta, obviously it looks like a northern manta on the surface, but that's about where the similarities end. Because underneath is a nitrous oxide injected Chevrolet V8 engine, producing approximately 10.7 seconds up to date, but by no means has he finished tuning the vehicle up. Although that sounds like a large engine to us British car owners, in fact the 5.7 litre Chevy V8 is known as a small box Chevy. We'll get a little bit of smoke there, folks, but don't worry.
What do you think to it?
It's very good considering the conditions. I think they're doing very well. The ground's pretty rough as well, so keeping them in a straight line is going to be pretty difficult. So I think they're doing very well, yeah.
What do you think to the idea then?
Sorry?
What do you think to the idea of actually holding something like this at a show?
Well, I think it's great because it's getting more people interested in the sport of drag race. Because a lot of the customizers, when they see something like this going on, they're going to be really, they're going to get into it and enjoy it.
What about the sponsors?
Well, yeah, it also helps sponsor the game because people who have an interest in like garages, things like that, who come to these events, they're going to see how the people react to them, and then they're going to put some money into it.
Fantastic.
Let's have a go.
Oh,
To that then?
Alright. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Fancy go?
No.
Would you like to go see them on the quarter mile? On the full strip?
Yeah, we're alright. We're pretty good.
Buckets, there's going to be knock spots off it. They came off the line together, they're brightened the old Ram Charger.
Here he comes now. Fabulous display in the Pirelli high performance wheelie truck. Now, Steve's going to get the van next to the wheelie truck into place. What we're going to need is your help out there. Here we go. Keep pulling it down. Come on, we want to see it up. Up. There it is. Up. The wheelie truck, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together. Would you like to see some more? Yes, I'm sure you're going to help this time. Let's see this wheel way out.
What do you think to that one?
Oh, brilliant, fantastic. Okay.
through in a second. Honestly insane. Okay, now I promise. Still? Alright, has Dave got enough room to do what he needs to do? Has Dave got enough room there to do what he wants to do? Okay, tell him to hold on for a minute. This small switch operates a little solenoid in water. Okay, so we've managed to get Neil off. Thanks again, Neil. Okay, crazy. Are you there, Dave? Well done. There he is, Dave Wright, ladies and gentlemen. Holding on to make some smoke today. A special thanks to you, Paul, Peter the Card. Thanks once again, and bye-bye from GeForce.
Tell us about your car. What is
Over
it?
to Sean.
My car, it's a 1965 Morris 9000. 1969 Plymouth Road runner.
Right, thanks a lot to Dave from
Modified
GeForce. As I
street
said,
car
tomorrow they'll be
drag
back and
racing
doing some
with a 8 litre
rather
V8.
interesting things out there if we can get the weather
Developed
conditions
about
sorted.
750
Yeah?
brake horsepower. And
Back to some
accelerates
music
over
if
a quarter
you're
mile
walking
to
around
140
inside. I'll
mile an
entertain
hour
you in
in just over 9
seconds.
seconds.
Here's Springsteen, Dancing in the Dark.
Dino, do you want me to say
Would you like to
something?
give us a dance today?
For what?
A dance?
Tom. Okay. GeForce. Ear-splitting, fire-breathing, smoke-churning, 1,000 horsepower monsters disguised as motor cars. What better way is there to describe vehicles such as these? Each and every one of them stuffed to the hilt with thousands of horsepower. In actual fact, there's over 10,000 horsepower available from the GeForce. All the vehicles fired up together, all the horsepower they're making together, actually tops 10,000 horsepower. Vehicles capable of over 100 miles an hour in under 6 seconds. Vehicles capable of 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 2 seconds. These things, that thing, those things, this dog, and me, it's a wild show on wheels. GeForce, a bunch of guys, got themselves together, came out to the drag racing scene, decided that they'd make a professional act to take to the general public. GeForce is available to any promoter anywhere at any facility. What it gets in return is wild, smoky burnouts from these characters driving these vehicles. Stop. Well, I'll introduce him first. Okay, whenever you're ready, give us a wink. Okay, so GeForce is the name. Here's one of the wildest characters. GeForce is the name. One of the wilder members of GeForce, Crazy Dave Wright, owner of the mighty Roadrunner, the vehicle capable of running to over 100 miles per hour in less than 6 seconds. Dave Wright. Dave, tell me, what made you come in and join the old GeForce thing?
Well, I thought it was about time we had some good publicity for drag racing. And the GeForce cars are some of the most spectacular cars in drag racing at the moment. So it seemed like a good idea to get a group of lads together and put on exhibitions at displays, custom car shows and other venues to try and promote drag racing.
That's great. Dave, your car, the Roadrunner, just how powerful is the engine?
The engine's about 600 horsepower.
Right, Dave Wright, you're a member of the GeForce. The mighty Roadrunner is your car. Just how many horsepower has this car of yours got?
The basic engine develops about 600 horsepower, and then there's a nitrous oxide injection system which adds at least another 250 to 300 horsepower, which makes it about between 800 and 900 horsepower.
So in layman's terms, what's the 0 to 60 time on a vehicle like this?
0 to 60 is a shade under 2 seconds, I would think.
Under 2 seconds?
On a good day.
And what's 0 to